All right, guys, and we are back for Game 3. Joining me is actually going to be Bulba from Team EG. Blitz, actually, it was cutting it kind of close, so he decided, I shouldn't do Game 3. So I'm actually going to have Bulba come in, which is going to be exciting, because you're going to be in the games right after this. When I was actually, I'm a retard, but I actually sent a message to Bulba, because Blitz is like, yeah, I'm going to have to go after this game. I was like, hey, Bulba, do you want to cast the EG versus Complexity game? And I was like, wait, no, I'm stupid.
Yeah, it's fine.
But how you doing, man?
Good.
All
Just
right.
watching the games anyways, so.
Yeah, be able to get, oh yeah, have you been watching the stream, kind of spying out your competition for the finals?
Yeah, everyone is so far right now,
Yeah.
so.
Awesome. All right. Well, all right, guys, if you're just joining us, this is CLG versus xGosu. This is the best of 3 semifinals. Right now, it's 1-1. xGosu took the first game. Second game executed very well done strategy by CLG. They took game 2. Bulba, since you were watching it, I was actually going to ask Blitz, but I think both games, CLG had a very good strategy. It's just, if they'd executed it better the first one, I think they could have won. But the second game, they definitely executed it much better, in my opinion, than the first one. I think both games, they just sort of had a strategy advantage. It was just execution that it came down to. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think first game they got picked off, and what strategy xGosu had, they just went around as 4 or 5 trying to pick people off, and CLG just let them pick them off. I think Brood got picked off several times. I think Sand King got picked off here and there. I don't know. Loda went for like rush to point booster over a blink, which I was questionable. And yeah, they had pretty bad engages. And the thing with Tiny is the heroes that xGosu have, they don't need as much farm as what CLG has. Like they can have no farm and still come back because they have Venge Beast, they have Aura heroes, they have Enigma Black Hole, and Tiny just needs like one item to like completely skyrocket, which basically happened that game. So, and then the second game, I think Ricky isn't as strong and Tiny in that regard, or just like skyrocketing out of control. So it just happened. And CLG picks up Lycan like they did the first game. So.
Yeah, let's see. We had Darkseer, Enigma, and Brewmaster being banned out by CLG, and then we have Chen, Invoker, and Furion being banned out by xGosu. And like you said, Lycan, first pick. What is your opinion on Lycan? Do you think you should ever give him up as first pick, or should you definitely ban him? What's your opinion on him?
I think he's like the best right now, the best hero in the pool, like up there with Panda and Furion and. Yeah, I think Panda, Furion, Lashak, and Invoker, right? And Lycan. Like, they're the 5 heroes right now that are pretty insane. And the strat is, I think, I don't know, like, first game, the Lycan did a lot. I don't know if xGosu is right. Like, like you said, if they performed the strat better, it would have been better, like, the overall outcome, but I don't think it's wise to give a team Lycan, especially the CLG. So, they just get a huge farm. That's the whole point about the hero. You can jungle and you farm as much as a solo hero. So.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, even though they completely warded Lycan out of the jungle and they didn't have the counters ready for it, they forced him to go on the offensive jungle and then finally get counters. But even though they did that, Lycan was still able to come back and farm amazingly. It wasn't that 17 minutes BKB Vlad's I destroy everything. But it was still some amazing farm, considering how well he got shut down in the jungle for the first 6 minutes. It looks like we might see a little bit. No, we're not going to see a repeat of the first game. We're going to see CM Tidehunter being picked up by CLG, Leshrac, Sand King, and Morphling being picked up. Now, Bulba, I with my co-caster Hari, we typically both hate on Morphling and Enchanters a bit. My problem with Morphling is that basically he takes a little bit too long to really come into the game. He's great laning phase. He's obviously does amazing there. It's just, especially if you go Linken's, I feel like he takes a little bit too long. It feels like he needs 2 big items. And unless you go, like, my favorite is going fast Abyssal when you're able to do it. And just being able to shotgun Morphling right out the gate. But I don't know, what is your opinion on Morphling? Where do you think he fits?
I think he's one of those heroes that just scales well to like him. That's why Quark likes playing these kind of heroes like Morphling, Tiny, etc. And what they're gonna do is they wanna pick it early. They want to pick it in the first 3 because they know that COG is gonna ban either Tiny or Morph. So they took Morphling in the first 3, which I think was wise. Because the thing about Morphling, if you saw the Virtus Pro versus xGosu games, which were like yesterday or so, Morphling just gives you the ability to come back no matter like how down you are, because he's just one of those skyrocketing heroes like Tiny. Like obviously he needs a lot of farm early game, and the reason that he stopped picking in Dota 1 is
Oh, looks like your
because he can't
mic.
do much early game. Like I said, he needs his light. Hello?
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, you just hit a lag spike or something, so you just stopped for a second. Anyway,
Yeah. No, I said the reason that people stop picking like Morphling in Dota 1 is because, like you said, he needs way too much farm, and that's why I think if CLG just pushes early, if they don't make mistakes, if they don't get caught like they did the first game, I think they have this game won. Like I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything, but I'm saying they have Lycan, and PyCat plays a really good Lycan, and they know exactly they run kind of like these semi-Navi kind of push strats where they get a huge advantage. And if Morph is not going to contribute much to the early game, it's going to be hard for xGosu to do much. But they do have Leshrac, which is an insane pusher, and Sand King, which is quite good. Stopping
yeah,
pushes.
let's see. We had the Beastmaster and Broodmother, so no pickup for them on xGosu. CLG banning those two heroes out. Of course, Beastmaster, obviously a big favorite of xGosu. So banning that out, and then Enchantress and Riki being banned out by xGosu. A little bit afraid of the Riki, I guess. I mean, the pushing power of Enchantress combined with a Lycan, I can see that. I'm a little surprised that they banned out Riki. I mean, I know he's a really strong hero. It's just, I think, well, actually, he's a great counter to Morphling. Then I guess that would be the reason why, huh?
Yeah, but I don't think I think CLG might have picked it, but I wasn't entirely sure because they already have Lycan for their main carry, and I think that's gonna be a carry tide. Yeah, that's probably gonna be a farming tide or something.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna go. They're gonna rush pipe on him, and they're just gonna mow down the towers. And I think all they need to do right now is just try not to get picked off, like I said before. And they have strong lanes. They have CM and Veno. While what this was a really good pick to CM, because I know xGosu they like dual-laning mid with Morphling with the CM. Oh, anti-mage. Interesting. Yeah, it's surprising. I think he's gonna go for the heavy tank build on AM and just try and push down the towers with that Vlad's Vanguard or what? The Vanguard Vlad's build that Xbox goes. So I was surprised. I thought they might go for an earlier game hero, but I think they're just gonna play a tanky kind of AM.
Now, okay, so Bulba, since you're a competitive player, you're playing on EG now. Can you? My thoughts on Anti-Mage versus Morphling. It happens back and forth. I feel like it's sort of a back and forth. Like one hero up until early lane plays, when obviously Morphling, if they're in the same lane, they just happen to have that. Morphling's obviously going to have the advantage. But up until like we get sort of the early laning outside of the laning phase. Into the mid game until he gets like Abyssal, until he has that sort of shotgun, I kind of give the advantage to Anti-Mage once he gets those early tanky items. But once Morphling does have that, it feels like he takes the advantage. But then once Anti-Mage picks up Manta, it feels like he gets the advantage. Now, who do you give the advantage to all the way throughout the game? Is it just a back and forth? Who wins in the late game?
I think it's the other heroes. You can't be looking straight at Morphling and AM. Like if you saw the DK versus the game they played, I think it was eHome, I think Burning had insane farm. He outfarmed King J by quite a bit with anti-mage, but they had all these heroes like Beastmaster, Rasta, that just jumped AM. And even when he rushed to BKB, he couldn't really do much. So the thing about xGosu's picks right now, they don't have much lockdown. They have what, one stun with the Sand King initiating stun. They have a Shackle and they have a Leshrac stun. And they don't really have that much disable to stop a farm PyCat, like farm anti-mage. That's the only problem right now. They don't have actually anything to keep him down there so Morphling can do damage. Well, the thing about AM is he just skyrockets a lot faster than Morphling. Like obviously Morphling has an earlier advantage. He's more useful. That image helps deal, like it helps counter kind of AM, but like I said, it just the exponential farm that PyCat's gonna get if he does choose to go for the battlefield, or if he goes for the other build, is just a lot faster than the Morphling. The only reason right now that the only thing that xGosu can do, I think, is their lanes are gonna be weaker. They don't have CM or VS Veno, which are, I think they wanted one of those heroes. So they have a Shadow Demon. The thing about Shadow Demon is a hero that sets up stuff. He doesn't really go out and like, you can't solo kill a hero or anything. You don't have a straight up disable from like what CM or Veno has. So that's gonna be a problem. Like they have weaker lanes, I think, while CLG just has the earlier. They have better farming. They have a jungle hero. You have to keep that in mind. So.
Right. So Shadow Demon still in the pool. Picked up. Obviously, he's one of the best counters to Anti-Mage. Do you think that you know, Pyke them picking up Anti-Mage while Shadow Demon was still in the pool? Do you think that was a mistake? Should they have banned him out in the second set of bans if they wanted to go AM? Or how do you feel against Shadow Demon being able to counter Anti-Mage? Is it too strong, or will they still be able to muddle through? Do you think?
I think I saw a Chinese game the other day where the AM actually didn't get any levels in Magic Mana Break versus a Shadow Demon in Dota 1, which I actually think was really smart. So I don't think necessarily Shadow Demon counters AM. Obviously, later on the Disrupt annoys him, but you can just blink out and you don't have the exact same stun. And Shadow Demon doesn't have like a heavy disable like Rasta has, or like one of these things. Like it's just he doesn't have pushing power, and they have no pushing power on Scourge besides Leshrac, and that's a problem right now. With,
right. So do you think you should go for like the 1-1-1 and then sort of stats build where you just have a minimal amount of mana break, maybe even none at all versus Shadow Demon, like you said, and then just, you know, one level and blink and just pretty much go for sort of this tanky farm build? Or what do you think he should build here?
He's one for the Poor Man's Shield, so it's going to be highly likely that he's just going to go for Battle Fury and farm and not go for the Vanguard Vlad's build, which I think in this case is not that bad because he's going to need to be able to outfarm the Morphling. And I think they might be aggressive tri-laning. No, never mind. Quark's running mid with the haste. And the problem right now is that's going to be a farming Tide, offlane Tide, which I think most teams have been doing a lot because he's just tanky, needs levels, and he doesn't contribute much to ganks or tri-lanes early on. So which I think is smart. They do have a mid. They think they're going to do it Shadow Demon Morphling mid, which is a solo Veno. So interesting to see that Veno mid.
Yeah, I was wondering how their lanes were going to end up here. I mean, I was some teams often, you know, see Venomancer Suicide lane. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I like this lineup better, I think, but still, Tidehunter could have gone that solo mid, and Venomancer could have gone solo top. Do you think this is a better lineup, or should they have had Venomancer in the Suicide lane?
No, I think this is fine because Venomancer just can outpush Morphling in the lane, and if Veno actually goes for the level 2 Poison Sting, it's quite annoying for a Morphling because you don't have as much damage as the Morph, but you just can harass him out of lane. But there's gonna be a dual lane mid. That's the thing about Lycan is he's such a good farmer, and if you can give your support farm in the lanes. Like I've seen, if you put him in the jungle, I know Complexity likes doing that a lot, where they put like a farming Sand King, like a farming support Sand King in the safe lane while Lycan's farming in the jungle. So you're gonna have 4 farmed heroes with a Lycan. You have your off lane hero getting somewhat farmed later on, you have your mid hero, and you have your bottom hero, and you have a Lycan, which skyrockets in the jungle. And Loda's doing a good job right now of dewarding the Observer Ward with the Sentry, so.
Yeah, I was just about to comment. Once again, CLG doing that, pretty much countering 3 different pulls. The one that does the double, nice job. Loda just countering 2 of them. Really great job. So he's going to have his jungle open to him once again. Delays him by, you know, maybe a minute, pretty much, but that's not that big of a deal. He's able to, they're going to be down on wards, he had to throw the extra gold. Just real quick, let's go over top to bottom, left, right, who's playing what, as long as nothing's happening at top. We got Pycat on Anti-Mage, Acking on Crystal Maiden, Miracle, a little bit of damage on top. He's going to land a stun. Sand King didn't actually follow through because he actually threw his stun. Oh, he actually still picks up kill. Edict, level 2, I didn't actually expect that. I thought Tidehunter was going to be tanky enough, but that's just the power of Edict.
Yeah.
Very well done, picks up the first blood. A great job by Painted Gold, who's playing the Leshrac. Miracle on Venomancer, Misery on Tidehunter, Loda on Lycanthrope, Korok on Morphling, Last Hit Magic on Shadow Demon, Mikey on Sand King, and Solera on Suicide Windrunner, who has an invis right now. So he's able to pick up some experience there, so that's always good to see.
Yeah, I think that was a good thing for xGosu because they need this Leshrac to skyrocket. It's a safe lane Leshrac. You need him to snowball out of control. If he gets a fast Bloodstone, if he just gets really tanky items, a lot of farm, he can do a lot in the game. Like, you just mow down all the towers with the Leshrac, and I don't think the CLG can really stop it if he gets a good farm. So I think Misery didn't expect that Edict to do that much damage. He bought a Boots too to try and outrun it, but Edict just does so much insane damage.
Yeah, and landing the level 1 stun against somebody who has boots, I mean, that's just very well done. Middle, Venomancer doing a little bit of damage to the last hit magic. I mean, look at that. Just the combination of 1 level of Gale and 1 level of Poison Sting. Just too much. Morphling is actually jump in on this. He does not have the mana, or he had no levels in Nuke. Nice potion coming in from the Venomancer. He's going to save himself from Korok. He's now throwing wards to do a little bit of harassment, but very well done by Miracle. Popping the potion just enough to survive through the Korok's last hit. I'm a little bit surprised he dove in like that. Anti-Mage actually picks up Solera. The Windrunner goes down, a nice little dive there. Great job picking up that kill. So at least they pick up that. Morphling jumping in once again. He does hit the waveform, and this time he's going to pick it up. Korok barely clipping that Venomancer and able to get out now with the bottle. Hopefully he's going to be able to pick up a rune. Already Solera's guarding the bottom rune area, trying to help him out. Lycan is trying to pick out that kill, but Korok is going to go top and pick up a regen. So that is huge for Korok, picking up the kill in middle as well as getting all of his health and mana back. That's just perfect for him.
Yeah, well the problem right now is for xGosu, this is AM is going to have total free farm, and he got a kill. So, I mean, the ETA on this Battle Fury, if Packet just gets this exponential farm, is going to be close to like 11-minute, 10-minute Battle Fury. So the thing about these dual lane mid with your carry hero is obviously it's a really strong dual lane mid, but you don't have
Radiant structures.
Solera's in trouble. He's gonna go down once again. Very well done, Ake. Waiting. He gets the slow off, and he's just waiting for Windrun to go off until he throws Frostbite. So very well executed gank once again. Like you said, Anti-Mage free farm, and now 2 kills.
Yeah, and that's the thing about you have a dual lane mid Morphling. He's not gonna get as much farm as the AM. Like, Pycat's gonna get way more farm, and he got the 2 kills. Because you have the full safe lane there, you're gonna get every CS if he does it right. Well, this Morphling, he's gonna be mid, but he's gonna miss creeps too. That's the whole problem about dual lane mid. And, of course, going on mid, you know, I think, yeah.
Oh, no. And Miracle once again goes down to the combo. I mean, that's a really strong I mean, Morphling in laning phase, the biggest thing he has is waveform, just being able to do so much damage and blinking forward like that. And then he's able to tower dive relatively well with, you know, stats. He could just do the last hits and then mass out on strength and tank out the towers very well. Combination of Soul Catcher on top of that is just too much.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon actually getting 1 level of poison, which is, you know, useful, just being able to get vision and that sort of thing. Do you think with the Anti-Mage on the team that he should just max out disruption, or is the vision from poison just too good?
I think later on, obviously, he's gonna. I don't know if he should go.
No.
Solera's dead again. Yeah, I don't know. He just keeps dying, and obviously he can't do much. I think CM is really annoying to play versus with a Windrunner, but he's just getting caught out of position. And he should know that they have a lane ward there. That's why he keeps getting caught out. He goes up, CM bites him when he windruns, and he just dies. And that's just really bad, especially if you give Pycat 3 kills in a row.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, but he's going to teleport in. Sand King's going to teleport to bottom. Leshrac does pick up the top tower as well. They had Lycan coming into lane to try and help some push, but Sand King very wisely. Looks like middle is actually getting jumped on. He misses out on Soul Catcher, and that could potentially rob him of a kill. Definitely robs him of that one. With the extra damage that it definitely could have picked up that one. Traded kill at top, diving into the tower to pick up Misery, but Painted Gold pays with it with his life from the tower, picking up that kill. So a nice little trade there. Unfortunately, Tidehunter missing out on some experience there.
Yeah, and looks like Sand King came bottom after pushing top, and he's gonna try and give Winner some levels. When I think Solera's CS before this was like 0-0, so Miracle did a really good job. I mean, I think Ake did a really good job of just keeping him out of the lane. And Pycat's obviously he's not gonna have complete free farm now that there's 2, and Leshrac's actually TPing bottom, so they might go for a kill.
Yeah, stun going off. They're going to follow it up. Nice stun coming in from Leshrac. Edict, 1 more hit. Oh, here comes Mikey. He ran forward very smartly, knowing Pycat was going to be able to teleport back, and they pick it up with the Edict. Great job. Mikey following that Anti-Mage around. Meanwhile, in middle, Korok with the haste is going to try and kill somebody here. Miracle's a little low. Ake is going to be able to... There goes the waveform, blocking him in. Oh no, Miracle missing out a nice little block from the ward. If he'd gotten that just a little bit to the right of Korok, he could have potentially saved the Crystal Maiden. Really great attempt, really smart play. Unfortunately, just barely missing out. Painted Gold is going to take bottom with level 4 Edict. And so at least they are picking up some tower kills on xGosu, because they really got to start pressuring this Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage already with Power Tread and a Ring of Health. I'm kind of surprised. What is his CS? Because I kind of expect him to have a little bit more. Maybe he had a little bit too much gold on him when he died there. He's 39 and 10 right now.
Yeah, Pycat's really adamant about his build too. I mean, I've talked to him about the sport. I say getting at least level 1 of Spell Shield is worth it. And I think if he had it that wave on the fight, I think he would have lived. And they might go for Solera right now. Actually, he's gonna live. But Pycat actually did a mistake there. He blinked back knowing Sand King is there. I think if he blinked towards the left, if he blinked right, like, to the left of the trees, I think he would have lived, but he blinked right into Sanking, which screwed him over.
Uh-oh. We're going to see an invis, shackle shot, not
Dyer's
latching onto the crystal main, so missing out there. If they had latched, they might have been able to pick up a kill with an invis Korok just waiting. He is just waiting. No levels into nuke, not even on level 1. What do you think about actually Stun gonna go on Pike out there? He's looking to pick up that kill. Great job, Mikey. Really great initiation. Maybe he's gonna go down here. Nice little sandstorm coming out, dodging the last bit of damage. And Aki is definitely gonna go down. Level 4 Edict is too powerful. On top of that, the tier 2 tower at bottom is gonna take some serious hurting. And, I mean, as it stands, they're putting some really good pressure at the perfect time. Animage goes down once again, and so that Battle Fury is going to be hugely delayed. They're going to be able to take towers left and right before he's able to pick up any farm whatsoever. And as long as they keep up the pressure, I think they should be able to keep Animage down pretty well, even if he does get Battle Fury.
I underestimated how much less track it does. Like, the hero is just so good at just getting these early towers, getting these early kills down. And even though they have an anti-mage, I mean, Am can't really do much early on versus a Leshrac. Unless he gets like a mana void off when Leshrac has no mana left. But Painted Gold is doing a really good job just moving around, and I underestimated their early game. I thought it would be going way different because they have CM and Veno, but I mean, essentially they lost mid and they lost their top lane, which hurts always. So they only had Lycan farming, and Loda actually isn't even really that farm. I mean, he had a close to 8 minutes, 9-minute latch, which is actually really slow considering he had free farm in the jungle. So I'm pretty bit surprised about that. He should have had way more farm in the jungle.
Yeah, the combination of getting blocked out, which didn't delay him too much. It wasn't too much time that he really got locked out of any creeps. But I don't know, I guess the combination between that and then going bottom as well, that one time where they were trying to actually kind of push, didn't really result in anything. Ake is in some serious trouble. Korok needs one more hit. He does not get it, and now he's in some serious trouble. He's going to have to back away. Loda popping the ultimate. Venomancer actually going to come back in here. Soul Catcher goes off, but Misery is following right behind with his ultimate, so they are not able to pick off anybody right there. Great little job. Ake barely getting out with very, very low health. And Loda's just going to go right back to farming. They're kind of grouping up here, and I think this is kind of smart considering how often Pikehead has gotten picked off now. You don't really want to see your Animage down 2 kills after he had such a good start. So they're kind of protecting him, but the question is they can't really stop these tower pushes, and xGosu knows that, I think, and they're just going to try and push in. The counter push coming in from CLG is just not really enough. It's just auto attacks. They don't have any real push coming out without the lycanthrope. And they do take the tier 1 at bottom in exchange for the tier 1 at middle, but it was already really, really low. Korok is going to teleport bottom to pick up that farm. They can't really do anything about that, so Korok is going to farm up at bottom. And really, xGosu, I think, is playing this very smart, picking up what farm they can and then just pushing when they see the opportunity.
And they haven't really utilized Tide much. I mean, CLG hasn't had that exceptional team fight. I think xGosu's just been split pushing around. I mean, they pushed top, they crushed mid, and then Leshrac TP'd bottom and took bottom out. So they haven't had the exact chance to get a Ravage off. So I think they've been waiting for that.
Yeah, that could potentially be a big turnaround. 1 level in Spell Shield now on Pycat after maxing out Mana Break. Yeah, like you were talking about, I don't know, do you think he should have... Actually, Misery, hiding in the jungle here, they might be able to try and pick off Korok. If Korok wave swarm forward at any time, blinking in, but Korok is just going to wave form out here, and unless they try and throw... He's going to start stacking, and I don't think they're going to be able to get anything here. Mikey teleporting in with the double damage as well. CLG is wisely going to back off there. Just chase Korok off the creep wave, but... I don't know, it seemed like it was kind of resources spent that they didn't really get anything out of. Bit of time wasted. They forced some teleports at least, and are going to get safely out and go back to farming top.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing right now is they got top tower. I didn't see who grabbed it top. I think maybe Loda? I'm not entirely sure, but Loda got his medallion, he has a smoke. So what I think CLG should try and do is they should try and distract. Good, right there. I think, yeah, Misery's gonna die.
Yeah, trading himself for Windrunner, not really worth it. I mean, he's got more levels over Windrunner as it stands right now. On top of that, he used his Ravage. Such a good teamfight ability. Korok just needs another 2 seconds. He's going to be able to waveform and pick up Misery. He's definitely still in range. Maybe. There it goes. Nice. And he's blocking in Ake a little bit now. Body blocking him. Only needs a couple more hits. Teleport away. He's going to go off. But there goes the nuke. Level 1 nuke. stop that from happening. And Ake gets picked off as well. So 2 kills in exchange for the Windrunner. On top of that, they use that ultimate, Ravage, which is so incredibly key for helping with these team fights. I mean, you know they're going to push in. They really have to be able to force some sort of team fight eventually. They can't let just them, push into base. So eventually they're gonna need that Ravage, and it's gonna be
They're gonna
sometime
go for
soon.
Roshan now. Yeah, I think that's a really smart idea right now for xGosu. They have Morphling. Korok's gonna turn all his stats down, and he's gonna get an early Rosh. I mean, there's no Ravage right now. Lycan's all the way bottom, but I don't know. They can't stop it at all. Versus a Leshrac versus all the stuns, it's gonna be insanely hard. Actually, Korok's Replicate died, so okay, he's TP back. And Ake got really unlucky there. Korok was actually a level 9 without a stun. But when he got the solo kill on Misery, he leveled up to level 10 and skilled the point and adapter strat really fast and stopped the TP, or else Ake would have gotten out.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. What do you think about just maxing out the stat switch and not getting even 1 level in your nuke early on?
I don't
do you think that's worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it, definitely. The whole quick buff recently is just worth it. He's just allowed, like, getting those early level 4 and morph, the agility gain and strength gain, just, like, it's so hard to kill you without, like, a hex or so, or mass disable, which I counted that out. I mean, I said xGosu doesn't really have that many stuns to stop AM, but they don't have a hex really, but they do have Sand King stun, they have Windrunner Shackle, they have Leshrac stun. While CLG really, they don't have any stun at all. I mean, if CM bite and that's it, they have a Ravage. So Morphling is going to be hard for them to kill as well.
Yeah, and I think they know that. CM actually maxing out by going 1-3-1 at this point, even a level into his ultimate. And right now, we're just going to see, let's look at the gold graph right now. We have about 1,500 in the lead for the Dire. And of course, a lot of that farm right now is on Korok. I mean, right now he's standing at 436 gold per minute. Leshrac is not too far behind with 382, but those are the 2 key heroes. Just that minor gold lead, I mean, all that gold is on the 2 most important heroes as it stands. It would be nice for Sand King to be able to pick up a Blink Dagger soon. He actually is very close to it. He just needs another 650. Actually, in middle, we're going to see Leshrac going down. They do pop a Ravage once again, so a nice little pickup by CLG. And really, I think that's the best way they're going to be able to use Ravage at this point. It's just being able to pick off an important hero like Leshrac.
Yeah, I mean, most Tidehunters wouldn't have done that, but I think Misery did a really good job of just using it. I mean, you might as well just use it now. So that's a good mentality there. I think if he saved it, I don't think they would have killed Leshrac. Because Shadow Demon was TPing in. He could have just used his, first spell, Disrupt, and Leshrac might have lived. The reason this goal lead is actually pretty even, or it's not that hit by, is if you look at the CS, all of Scourge, or all of Dire, has their farm pooled on 2 heroes. While Radiant has basically 3 heroes. And they have Misery, which has pretty high level. He doesn't have much farm, but he has enough. I mean, he has higher than Last Hit Magic, or he's tied with Solar. So they have 4 heroes farm, solely because of the Lycan. Which looks like Ake out here.
Yeah, looks like he is going to go down with double damage on Solera. That's just too much. So he's going to go down. I was going to ask you about Lycan. Do you think, obviously, it's obvious now with the Ogre Glove, he's going to be going for BKB. I was going to ask you, do you think BKB over Necronomicon? I mean, they have a lot of... at this point, I'm not sure if they can win team fights, even if they pick up the BKB. They have a lot of dodge abilities for Lycanthrope. I mean, Leshrac is going to be the key hero to pick up, but they have things like Disruption, like Windrun. They're not going to be... the only hero who's going to be able to target is that Leshrac, and even then, a nice Disruption on Leshrac is going to save him a lot of grief. Do you think that's a smart play, or should they try and pick up Necronomicon and just avoid team fights and do counter pushes as much as possible?
I think Necronomicon's an item you have to go on Lycan if you're ahead in the game. And it looks like he got a shotgun here, so yeah, he's gonna...
He pops the ultimate to try and dodge the Leshrac stun, but he is going to get out anyway. Leshrac not able to put out quite enough damage. He is very close to the Bloodstone, though. He just needs another 800, disassemble their Arcane Boots, and he is going to pick up that. So that's going to be really big, especially the way they're winning team fights right now. I mean, it's a snowball item, and that's exactly what's going to happen for them. I mean, they're obviously going to win the next couple team fights, hopefully, if things go right for them. And that means that item's just going to snowball for them. So some way, CLG is going to have to figure out how to deal with this. Battle Fury on Animage is picked up. The question is it too late? He's going to try and farm as much as possible, but xGosu is putting some really good pressure on. They just need to really ensure that they keep up that pressure and make sure Animage just doesn't snowball out of control as he does.
Yeah, and like I said before, about the Necro Book, I just don't think it's an item you should go on Lycan if you aren't ahead. If they're playing this kind of like Turtle, where they have to just wait for AM to farm, I mean, obviously he's going to have to contribute to the team fights, and without a BKB, I don't think he's going to be able to do much versus those heroes. He's just going to get locked down, stunned, chain stunned, and I mean, even at least with the BKB, it's just going to be the threat of a Lycan running around, which is going to kind of mess up the team fight for xGosu. So I think that's a really good choice by Loda. They're not going for the book and just going for the BKB.
Okay, we're going to see Venomancer, who does have a Vitality booster, just that one item to give him a bunch of more stats, and then he's going to go mech. He almost has that, so that's going to be a big buff. Once they pick up that item, just those little things like that is going to really help him out. Tidehunter is working his way towards the hood, but obviously, Suicide Lane, he wasn't able to pick up a whole lot of farm, so he's going to be really far behind in pipe. Which is rather unfortunate. I mean, Sand King's going to be able to pick up his blink. He already has it, actually. He has that blink, and, you know, once he hits level 11, he's going to be doing a lot of damage in these team fights, and they really need Pipe to be able to deal with that. I don't know, how would you deal with this, Bulba? If you were CLG right now, what would you try and do, and just in order to try and turtle the game as much as possible? What is your thought process?
They're doing a really good job right now. I mean, they're just letting their heroes farm, and that's what they need to do. They can't really engage xGosu right now because xGosu has a pretty significant item lead. I mean, it's only 2k, but they have their core item on Sand King. Winner is pretty close to her mech. Leshrac has his Bloodstone and say another... Yeah, he has his Bloodstone right now, which is pretty big. And Korak has his Lincolns. Actually... Yeah. He's going for Scotty?
Yeah, interest.
Yeah, he's going for Scotty, so... yeah, I don't think... I mean... They have the Tide Ravage, but I think there's nothing really else for them to go Lincolns for. And they nice kill on Solera bottom. They needed to get this. They got a good smoke gank off, and Winner wasn't expecting it. So, I mean, I don't think he really needed Lincolns. I mean, what is it gonna stop? I mean, there's a Ravage, and that's about Mana Void. That's about it, and the CM Bite. But the Scotty just lets you be much more tankier, and it lets you go into the fights early. And you can kite the AM around. AM blinks in, you just slow him. Or things like this. So.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of him. Like, eventually, usually you do get Scotty. But right off the bat, it's really interesting. So you think that is a better choice than trying to go for that shotgun morphling as it stands right now?
I don't think he really needs to do the shotgun morphling. I think he just needs to go for the late game build that can handle the AM. I mean, he might go for a BKB next, or I think he's going to go for the straight up Manta. Just out DPS anti-mage. I mean, late game Butterfly, late game Satanic or something. AM can't straight up farm anti-mage. Straight up fight morphling, I mean, sorry.
Alright, well, he does already have the IS Scotty. I didn't realize he was going to pick it up so quickly. So he does have it at 21 minutes in. Nike gets the stun on Loda. They're going to combo this, and Loda does go down. So that is a great pickup for xGosu, because that means they're going to be able to push in this tier 2 tower, easily take that, and be able to threaten the tier 3 at least. Meanwhile, Animage is just trying to soak up what farm he can at top. He's just trying to recover what losses they had in farm, and just be able to farm away up until the Rax is endangered. Same goes with Venomancer pushing out middle. He does have his mech, but I believe Windrunner finished up his mech as well. No, he doesn't have it yet. So Venomancer able to pick that up before the Suicide Lane Windrunner. That's good at least. Maybe if they have it for the next team fight over Solera, that might be you know, one little thing that tips him in the balance. Anti-Mage pushing in top, and now he's going to have to back up. Korak actually teleporting in and then replicating right back.
He mispicked that. He mispicked that. Pretty funny.
I was wondering about it. Well, I mean, that just means Anti-Mage is able to get even more time farming top and do a little bit of damage to the top tower as well.
Yeah, and I think Loda should actually try and farm their jungle more, because they have... I'm pretty sure he knows they have warded their warded his jungle, and I just don't think xGosu is going to try and stop him if he's in their jungle. I don't think he's going to expect him. Looks like they're gonna try and pick off Misery's unspect. Yeah, I think Misery's gonna die.
Yeah, Anti-Mage at least is gonna be able to get out, so the danger of him going down is gone at least. But still, Misery getting picked off, that's just delaying the pipe even further, which can't happen for CLG. They really need those team fight items, I feel, as soon as possible. I mean, especially getting Sand King's gonna be able to pick up a Veil before that pipe, as if the game keeps going the way it's going. So that's gonna pretty much nullify that pipe if he hits it right.
Yeah. The reason I said that Loda should try and farm their jungle is because if xGosu trying to like push his mid or bottom, he can just go top and try and take their tower and try to split push, like what like should try and do. But he's playing a bit passively bottom. I think he's scared it's warded up there. Maybe. Mikey went in.
Oh no. He's gonna go down the poison. Miracle might go down though. Nice little mech coming out. He's gonna save his life, and Painted Gold is gonna go down here. A couple more hits, and he's gonna lose all those Bloodstone charges. And now they're gonna try and keep going here. Cork is gonna come in. He's gonna do his wave for a couple more hits. He's gonna take down Aki at least. Misery's in some trouble now. His ultimate already being popped. He's gonna go down now. Loda's coming in, but the question is, he can't really take down any of these heroes. All three of them do have some form of evasion. On top of that, they could just man up on him as it stands right now. So he's not able to do a whole lot, and Animage knows it. Highcat is going to go top. I think this is a really smart play by CLG. I mean, he's just trying to farm up as much as possible and pick up what he can before he knows that xGosu is going to try and shove it down their throats. They're already going to go for this tier 2 at middle. Shackle shot, not latching, but they are going to do a lot of damage to this middle tower. And here comes the, oh no, it missed out on the waveform. BKB being popped on Lycanthrope in order to get out now. That Scotty just slowing him down so much without his ultimate. And they're going to be able to take down this middle tier 2 tower. Not picking up any heroes, but actually Miracle, Mikey caught out here again. Mechanism kind of baiting it out, and maybe he might go down with the Purge. One more hit, he's definitely going to go down once the Purge goes off. Korak though, putting himself in a little bit of danger. Goes back to half health once again with that mech from Solera. And they take the tier 2 and a kill. Very nicely pick up for xGosu, but all the meanwhile, Animage is free farming top and is going to have Manta very, very shortly.
Yeah, I think xGosu did kind of get cocky. I mean, Leshrac and Sand King just dived mid for no reason. But Leshrac does have his Bloodstone, and in effect they got like 3 kills, and they picked up the Veno kill and the mid tower. So it isn't necessarily all bad for xGosu, but things have gotten better. And it's enabled Pycat to farm somewhat. I mean, he's around 1k from his Manta, which is going to enable him to split push a lot better, a lot more efficiently. And they can't really stop him from jungling right now. I mean, they're going to need to set up a Sand King stun with Shackle, etc. to actually kill him. And it looks like Roshan's up. They have this Roshan timer down pretty well. And it looks like Quark, he has his TP up and he's going to EP in. And he has an Eagle Song. So I don't know for sure if he's going to go for E-Blade or a Butterfly. Depends on what he's feeling like.
Invisibility.
I mean, I would imagine, Butterfly would probably be better at this point, considering the items. Actually, they're going to jump on Loka. Loka popping his BKB, and a BKB charge goes down even though he dies anyway. That's really unfortunate for him. Windrunner with the Invis is scouting out what he can. Animage is pushing in top as much as possible. He's got to just, like you said, split pushing is the best thing that Pycat can do right now, especially once he picks up that Manta. That'll add a lot of presence in these split pushes. But he's just trying to put in what pressure he can. He knows that he can't stop him from rushing. He knows he can't stop him from taking tier 2s. So he's just trying to farm up and pick up that Manta, which he will be able to pick it up right now. He does have the gold for it. Unfortunately, it's just Roshan. That might be the tipping point. I mean, once Korak does get his next item, whatever he chooses to be, whether it's Shotgun Morphling or the late game Butterfly, on top of that, either way, on top of Aegis, it's going to have a really hard time killing him for the next, 10 minutes.
Yeah. And right now it's xGosu's game to lose or throw, or you would put it. I mean, the farm advantage is getting bigger and bigger. It's close to 4.5k around, 5k. And it's not that big, but it's pretty significant in 26 minutes. And they don't have their pipe, like you said. I mean, Misery has no farm. CM is just walking food right now for Korak. Korak picked up the E-Blade, so I think he's just going to try and pick off as many supports as possible.
Yeah, he is going for the Animage here. Pycat, it does get out. Nice little juice going down. I don't think he expected that, but still. And I'm interested. I mean, what do you think about E-Blade over Butterfly, considering the fact he already went Scotty, and Pycat is getting to the point where he is getting tankier. He does have the Manta. I've always kind of felt that the fact that Animage is able to blink in and pop Manta, and it takes a couple seconds for him to be able to hit that E-Blade, considering there's illusions. I mean, do you think he should have gone Butterfly, or do you think this is a smart play, just trying to pop some supports with E-Blade?
Well, they do have a lot of magic burst damage. They have Leshrac, Windrunner, Sand King. even Shadow Demon. So if he catches maybe the Lycan off, if they get a good chain stun before he gets a BKB, he just shotguns him down. That's gonna be a dead Lycan. At this point, if he gets another stun off or another nuke, he can kill anyone. And look like that, he just killed Ake. Like, you know, you can solo kill the CM. Vano is pretty tanky. He can pop the mech off, and Tide is pretty tanky right now. Obviously, he has his cloak, but it just enables him to maybe pick people off, which they need to do.
Alright, well, we're going to see maybe a potential push coming in. They're doing a lot of damage to this tier 3. Wards are coming out from Miracle, as many as possible, trying to defend. Disruption going off on Korak to do spawn the illusions, level 4 disruption. Look at all the damage coming out. With it, the disruption illusions adding in 120% damage. It's just insane amount. So tier 3 is going to go down here unless they choose to initiate with Misery here right before they come up the cliff here to finish off the tower. But they don't. The tower goes down, and now the Rax is threatened. They can just keep disrupting Korak and throw the illusions onto the melee Rax. They don't have to force anything. I mean, he has Aegis. He can be so far forward and allow them to jump on Korak because of that Aegis. So it's just, CLG is going to have to pull out something amazing here in order to defend this Rax. They're going to have to defend perfectly. Top is pushing in a little bit, but it is going to bounce back right off the tower. So unfortunately, the only silver lining is now gone, and they're just going to have to keep spamming wards here. Manta does go off. Or, no, sorry, that was a replicate from Korak. Which, that is another thing that is going to be extremely annoying. They can just push this melee rack so easily without putting any real heroes in danger.
Yep. And I just don't know. CLG is in a really bad position. Loda doesn't have as many items. I mean, his BKB is not going to do anything versus that. And Korak's just going to go and try and kill Ake, which is just dead. Pycat's doing some damage, but
oh no! Mikey jumping in, he misses out on Pycat. Pycat blinking away, but he does pick up the Tidehunter. Tidehunter was not able to get his ultimate off, and now Korak is just tearing through heroes left and right. Pycat trying to pick up one of the supports, but Loda and him getting caught in stuns. Serious trouble. Mikey does go down. Korak is going to lose his Aegis fairly soon. A couple more hits. He does go down. The ultimate coming out from Pycat. He does a lot of damage to Solera as well, but he has to get out. No! Shackle shot coming out from Solera, keeping him in place, and now the buyback right off the back. Pycat's going to come in and try and stop, but the melee Rax is going to go down. The range Rax is going to go down, following it very, very shortly, and they're just giving up middle. They know they can't defend this. Maybe if they go for 2, they can try something here, but Veno gets picked off once again. The E-Blade just doing so much work. Clearly, Korak, that item choice very working out for him. Shadow Demon, Soul Catcher on top of E-Blade. That's just insane. They're going to go for the tier 3 here, already at half health. 2 heroes still down for CLG. They're going to have to try and defend this 3-on-5. Misery coming in with a teleport, trying to hit a Ravage. Only hits the Korak, though. Wisely, xGosu backing off, and Misery's going to go down here with a couple more hits. There goes the E-Blade. And now, they do pick up the Leshrac, though, with Pycat, but it's not really enough. He pops the Manta. He's going to try and jump in here. If they can lock down Korak and tearing all his mana, Korak with the waveform gets away. They're going to try and chase him down here. Loda, if they can just take away all that mana, look at all the damage Pycat's putting out. Mikey's trying to do what he can to help save Korak. Korak is going to wait for him over. He's going to teleport away right away, and they don't. Pycat did not have the blink up. Very smart
if you look at the
play.
Shadow Demon in the base, he's trying to kill them.
Oh my goodness. Last hit magic, you crazy mofo. Actually, they're going to pick up Ake. Great job, but here comes Pycat. He's going to be able to clean up heroes. They do grab the Venomancer to him. 2 for 2 trade. That actually worked out better than I expected, but Solera pushed Stick over the cliff. Oh, he goes into the tree. A little bit of misplay there, does not go over the cliff, but he's going to be able to teleport out. Great job, Pycat, already throwing his ultimate on the 2 at bottom, and so he's able to get away. Great job.
And Misery, the fight mid, he used Anchor Smash before he used Ravage, and he didn't get the Ravage off at all in the first mid fight, which totally messed up CLG there. I think if he maybe got the Ravage, he would have gotten 3 or 4 heroes in that. I'm not sure, but I think he would have gotten 3 or 4 heroes, and it would have been way better than his Ravage when he just TP'd in bottom and just got the Morphling. So, bit of misplay there by him. And I think xGosu did the most. I mean, they did kind of overextend it a bit. But, I mean, right now they have a huge advantage. They took mid-racks, which is a lot of gold, and looks like Solar actually knows Korak. I mean, Pycat's there. He gets shackled. But I don't think they're going to do anything to him.
I don't know, Morphling's already setting up. If he blinks over the cliff, he's not going to have a blink here for another 2 seconds, and they knock him down. There it goes. Nice. Manta coming out, and that is enough confusion for him to be able to blink away. And now he's going to hide into the neutral creep camp and blink up. trying to avoid any sort of routing, and he's going to teleport away. Great job by Pycat, getting out, almost getting picked off there. That would have been a big pickup for Korok if he was able to pick up that. But now Manta being picked up as well on Korok. Let's go over items. Gold lead now, a little over 10,000 in the lead for the Dire. But item pickups, I mean, you've got nothing really new on the Radiant side, as to be expected. There's just no gold for them whatsoever recently picked up. Looks like Leshrak is going to be trying to go for the... actually, at top. What is going on there? Misery taking a lot of damage. Spycat is going to come in. They're going to try and pick up some heroes here. They trade Tidehunter in for exchange for Shadow Demon, but if they can pick up Solera, Animage going up when they went down, and he misses out on that kill, they might still be able to pick it up here. There goes the Frostbite, picking up the kills. If they can take Panic Gold, that would be huge, but Mickey hitting a stun now. Load up, popping his BKB. He's going to try and run around, but he's not picking up anybody. Solera, one more hit, they pick up that kill before the teleport.
I feel like bottom Korok split pushing. He's going to get the racks.
Oh no. They're going to lose racks.
Yeah, typical split push by Morphling. Yep, it was definitely worth it there for xGosu. That's huge. 2 racks is down. It looks like Pycat's actually trying to go top to push that, but I don't think anything's going to happen because Korok's going to TP.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get her. Pycat knows this is sort of a last-ditch effort for him. He has to be able to take some sort of racks. Otherwise, 2 racks down is just too hard to deal with. He's going to be forced to blink away by the Morphling. And great play by Korok, great positioning. I mean, I was wondering what they were doing. They went down, and then they just sort of sat there in lane while all these heroes were surrounding them. But it paid off. I mean, Korok being able to push in bottom while nobody was paying attention. Just really unfortunate trade for CLG. And CLG, I mean, with an Animage, you know, I'd always say comeback is viable. 2 racks down, though, it's going to be very, very hard, especially once that Roshan comes up. If they can get some sort of counter fight on Roshan, I think if xGosu goes for the Roshan, if they're able to smoke up and take it out and get some sort of great team fight, that might be something. They might be able to take a, you know, win a team fight and take a racks, but as it stands right now, that's my only hope for them.
Yeah, I mean, Pycat is gonna have his heart right now, so they still have that like backup of okay, maybe they can come back. But the thing about Morphling is he gets stronger too. You have to factor it in. And right now, he's around the same farm as Pycat is. If you look at their creeps, I mean, he has less, but he has all that gold.
Top tower is under attack.
The thing, he can just kite around AM, and they have the stuns to try and help him kite it around, and they have a huge 2 racks advantage. So it has to be a huge story right now by xGosu to actually lose this game. I don't see they can just keep doing this. They can farm the entire map, and farm the entire jungle, the Radiant's jungle, Dire's jungle, and yeah, he's gonna pick up the butterfly next. So that's just gonna make it even tougher. The AM just can't 1v5 team with this much farm. I mean, AM is incredibly strong at coming back and split pushing and farming up, but what Korok's gonna try and do is just pick off everyone but the AM and just save the AM for last, and then what is he gonna do? He's just gonna try and blink around, he's gonna get kited, and yeah, there's just gonna be nothing. Oh my god, he's just diving Ake.
Seriously, and then just replicates back to safety. Easy peasy. I mean, with the butterfly picking up, it's going to be even worse. We are going to see them sort of pushing in all the lanes. Splair right now is forcing bottom back to the base. And once that happens, once the lanes are all closed around the base, they're just going to be able to sit around at top. And just be able to slowly push that in, especially once Roshan does come up right now. And with the cheese as well, I mean, that's another thing. The third Roshan does have cheese, and that's just another thing. Double damage on Morphling. Yeah. Look at that Roshan just get crushed.
Yeah, and like the observers are pointing out, I don't want to be in Aki's position. I don't think anyone wants to be. Playing Crystal Maiden versus a shotgun morph is like hell, because you're always going to know he's going to aim for you and pick you off first.
Yeah, and there's not even a hope of, well, at least, you know, I forced him to dive and we can trade. Because Replicate, if Replicate's up, he's just like, oh, lol, I'm in the middle of your fountain, I'll just go back to safety, no problem.
It's going to be interesting to see what item Loda picks up. The problem right now is they have no Hex heroes. They don't have a hero that can pick up a Hex to try and beat AM, Morphling late game. But while Dire has Leshrak, and Leshrak and Winter, they have 2 Hex heroes basically. And Leshrak already has his cheap stick, so if Pycat gets in a tough situation, he's just gonna get hexed. He doesn't have a BKB, so he's not gonna be able to dodge that. And he actually went for the butterfly. Interesting. I'm surprised. I thought he'd go for the heart. I think he just wants the mass damage. The problem right now is that Replicate's gonna get all the agility gain from that hand butterfly. It's gonna be doing even more damage, and they don't have a hex to kill it. So if Korok gets a good Replicate off on Paikai, he just sends it and attacks maybe the Veno or the Tide or even the Anti-Mage in a fight with the hex on. That's gonna be a dead Anti-Mage.
Yeah, yeah. So you would think Loda should probably go for Sheepstick here. I mean, that is sort of a common thing in the Chinese scene, at least, for lycanthropes to be able to pick up, once they pick up their basic items, to go for sort of a disable. Do you think he should go for that?
Yeah, I don't think any damage item will help this point. Like, what is he gonna get? AC is not gonna help at all. Like, they just need that sheep. They can maybe get a good sheep off on Korok. Korok didn't go for the BKB or Lincoln, so if they get a good sheep off and Paikai just starts attacking him, they can maybe pick him off in a fight.
Tidehunter completely abandoning the pipe, which obviously is completely useless at this point. Not going to help out a whole lot. He even sells a Ring of Regen, so he can be able to pick up a Blink Dagger for this last potential team fight. Korok is going to see the... oh man, look at all the Morphling illusions. That's just so insane. They pop Glyph in order to try and do what they can, but the tower's still going to go down here. There goes the ultimate coming in from Ravage. They're going to go pop the Shadow Demon. Now Mikey on the side, he's going to be able to hit an Epicenter, but no blink up. There goes the stun. He jumps in on Misery, but now, look at him. Loda's trying to jump down on this Leshrac, but Anime's trying to do some work, what he can. Loda goes down now, and now the Morphling's just slowing him down. There's nowhere he can go. He tries to blink away. Stun going off by Mikey, and he goes down. Nuke coming out from Korok finishes him off for a godlike. And that is going to be GG. xGosu taking game 3 in a very close series, 2-1. So they're going to move on to the finals tomorrow. They're going to be facing the winners of Complexity versus EG. That whole thing is going to be coming up right after this game. So unfortunately, I'm going to lose Bulba as my co-caster. Very sad. But I don't know, any last words about this game, man?
I think it just shows the problem of just stacking all items on Anti-Mage. And I don't think CLG had a plan like they did in the first 2 games. Like, Lincoln had no effect in this game. If you look at his score, like what, 2, 4, and 0, he had no effect in this game. Like, he farmed, he didn't really side push, he didn't really, I don't know. Like, it's not to blame Loda, because they just had a huge, like, they had a bad start, but I just don't, when you pick Lycan, you need to have like an actual plan with him, and they didn't have one. And they just bit him in the end, because he was kind of useless all game.
Alright guys, well like I said, xGosu is going to move on to the finals, and we're going to jump into the, I'm presuming, are you guys already setting up for the next game?
I think so. I think it's right after this one, so.
Yeah, that's what the schedule says, but yeah, Andre already has his game up, same password, so I'm presuming that's going to, yep, he already has, yeah, it's going to be for you guys. So, yeah, good luck to you, man. I'll try and see if I can get another co-caster. If not, I'll be solo casting your guys' game. But yeah, good luck, and I'll watching you.
Okay, thanks. You too.